Hello everyone. Today we're going to go over a workflow that allows you to automatically publish videos on YouTube, generate them, and publish them. Let's take a look at what this workflow consists of. First, let's look at some examples of the kinds of videos you get as a result. This is a channel I created specifically for this purpose. I launched this workflow and generated about 50 videos. You can clearly see that all of the videos presented here have captions as well as subtitles, and at the same time they also feature a voiceover track. As you can observe, these videos are made up of a specific certain number of frames that are constantly changing and updating throughout the duration of the video. Let's see how the workflow itself works. Here we have a trigger that allows you to schedule the launch of this workflow at a specific frequency. The next node is the Airtable connection node where our database is located, and its markup allows us to control the content of the videos. This kind of markup makes it possible to control the parameters for generating JSON to video. Here we have a to-do status, the video title, a description, and the prompt itself that is used to generate the video. Let's look at an example of such a prompt. In fact, this one is a bit excessive. This prompt can contain a general description of the plot or script. You can also use a detailed prompt, but you need to make sure that nothing unnecessary ends up in the video itself. Here we can see that we can choose voices, different voiceover models, different models for image generation, and different fonts for subtitles. So here we see a configured node where we have specified the to-do column from which we are pulling the data. So this is our OpenAI node, which contains the prompt for the actual generation. Let's take a look. Let's run the workflow and see what data gets pulled into it from the previous node. We can see that the main data are essentially the prompt, the topic, and the language. Let's generate, based on the input received from the table, a video description script in a specific JSON structure, which will be sent to the next node. This is the HTTP request node, which is connected to the JSON to video service. Here's the service. You can register there to get an API key. I've already done that, so I'll just show you where this API key is located. It is in fact located in the API key section. We copy it and paste it into the node in the header parameter, after which, at this point in time, we can actually run this task. Here we can see that various parameters are being pulled from our Airtable spreadsheet, which allow for generation. The video is generated based on these parameters. Next, we have a section that's really only needed to wait for the result. In the original, the JSON to video step looped for 15 seconds, but I just set it to 4 minutes, which is about how long it takes to generate such a video. This is basically a request node that checks the status, whether our video is ready or not, and accordingly, if it is ready, it marks it in our spreadsheet. When it's ready, it replaces to-do with done. Yes, right here. And if some error occurs, it will output an error message to notify you. Next, we have a setup for sending content to YouTube. First, there is a request node and then a native node for integrating directly with YouTube. Here you need to insert our data from the Google console in order to integrate with the YouTube API. Let me show you where they are located. We need to go to the Google Cloud Console and find the API Services section. Here first, we need to go to the section. Yes, first we need to enable this API. You need to find it in this list. I already have it enabled on my account, so for this demonstration, I'll just show you the enablement page. Next, we need to move on to the next step, which is to create the account itself. This is important because in order to interact with the service, we will need to obtain the necessary API keys. These are unique credentials required for proper authorization. So to create the account, up here at the top of the page, we simply click, and I'll guide you through the process step by step. In the auth section, we can basically choose any type of authentication method. For example, here we can select Dovid. You need to take the redirect URL from this field and carefully insert it into both links here, so that our API will function properly. After doing this, we need to create the actual API key. It will be generated now, and we take it from here and paste it into our YouTube node, specifically in the client secret field. Make sure to double-check the information you have entered, including the redirect URLs and the API key, to ensure everything is correct before proceeding. We also need the client ID, which you can see there in the background. We take it from there and paste it here as well. After that, our integration will work, and accordingly, we will be able to automatically publish our video, having previously set various parameters, such as selecting the location and type of video here.